Hi, I'm John. This is my show, Sports Reckoning. So I had no intentions of talking about the 1952 Mickey Mantle card sale that just occurred and stuff. You know, it's not something that's not a kind of news story that I would talk about, right? But what happened was, when they first were talking about it, and I would look at like the Yahoo news feed, that's one thing where I get news from and stuff, right? I'll look at the Yahoo news feed page and stuff, right? So as I was scrolling down on that, when it would say there's a record sale for this Mickey Mantle, and then they wouldn't even show the card. They would show like an autograph photograph of Mickey Mantle. They were talking about the card, but they were showing like an autograph photograph, and I was like, that's weird. Then I saw some other like news stories about it somewhere else, whatever, and they would be showing the Mickey Mantle in a PSA slab, and the one that sold was SGC, at the Sgc 9.5, and it's just like, boy, this is really weird, right? So then this one, I just came across this one, so I just wanted to show you, just to show you guys that this is happening.
This weekend, a baseball card of the New York Yankees player sold for $12.6 million yesterday. That is the highest price on a record for a piece of sports memorabilia. The 1952 card, which was issued by collectible company Topps, is one of the very few left in existence and in good condition of arguably the most powerful switch hitter in baseball history. The record-breaking sale is a new high for the sports collectible market, which has been booming since the beginning of the pandemic in 2020. Not just sports cards, by the way, Brian. You like to talk about Pokemon a lot.
I love Pokemon.
This is
Okay, so just see how they just keep showing the PSA slab. This is kind of things that's like, this is why people, you know, the fake news stuff, and it's like, people don't understand that even the little subtleties of the way that the news reports stories is fake news. And look at all the free advertisement. They're hyping up the PSA. PSA got all the free advertisement for that, right? This is the kind of shit that's just like, what the fuck? What the fucking, what is this? This is disgusting. That's ridiculous. That PSA slab should never have been shown. And then it says, and then first she says, this is one of the only few ones that remain. And then she says in good, and it says something about good condition. But it's like, no, I'm sure there's quite a bit of those 52 Mantles out there. I mean, they're out there. It's not like you can't find them and stuff. Yeah, you can't find them in the super high grades and stuff, but she didn't like specify that. I don't know, it's just like the way these people talk. But the fact that they just kept showing you over and over a PSA 10 Mickey Mantle. That's not the card that's sold. Right? And then, like I said, the first reports that I was getting on the Yahoo news feed when I was seeing it, they weren't even showing the card. They were showing a photograph, an autographed photo of Mickey Mantle, right? So, I mean, this is just kind of stuff that's like, what the fuck what is this? Why did that happen? It's just so disgusting and stuff that this kind of stuff happens, you know? It really fucking bugs me and shit. I just like, it bugs me in a way that's like, goddamn. And like somebody like, the sports card dad, right? He's hooked up. He's like sponsored by SGC now, right? I believe he's got an SGC sponsorship. But did he do a story on this? I mean, it's like, dude, do a real fucking story. This is the story. How is this is like the influencers and like the power of the big corporations, that they've got this kind of power that allows this to occur, because there's no way possible that any respectable news organization would not know that. I think it was Heritage Auctions, like I'm not positive, but I think it was Heritage Auctions who sold that card. So the story should have been an Sgc 9.5 was sold through Heritage Auctions and got this price. I mean, those are like the you know, give me just the facts of the case and shit, right? Those are the facts of the case. Like on this little news clip here, did you ever hear him say anything about Heritage Auctions? Did they mention anything about an Sgc 9.5? No, and that's the most important, like those are the most important facts of this whole story. Like the Mickey Mantle, that's a big deal too. It's a big that it's that card. But the real like important facts are it was sold through Heritage Auctions and an Sgc 9.5, and then it just so happened to be a Mickey Mantle. I don't know. It's just like, it just bugs me that they just kept showing you over and over and over again a PSA 10. It fucking just pisses me off and shit, right? And it's like, now I didn't go like I said, this story, I knew it was happening and stuff, so once I heard the final price, then that's it. I didn't need to, there's no reason for me to look into any of the YouTubers. Like, that's why I don't even want to make this video, because people are just going to assume that I'm making a video like all the other stupid YouTubers out there. Like, it disgusts me. That's what I'm saying, is like, the sports collectible community of the YouTuber people are so fucking stupid, they disgust me. They're lame as fuck. I don't like them and shit. They're losers and shit, right? That they all run up there with their YouTube pages and they're trying to like say, okay, we got a story in the sports card community, let me talk about it. And they're trying to say that the whole story is that the card sold for 12.6 million or whatever, right? They're like, everybody's like, oh, we got a baseball card sold for 12.6 million. Okay, what person that collects baseball cards doesn't know that? Everybody knew this card was for sale. Everybody saw every fucking influencer actually holding the goddamn card at the fucking National. They were letting everybody, here, put your hands all over the card. Yeah, sure, $12 million. Here you go. You want to hold it? I would be like, if I was a guy that was going to purchase that card, I'd be like, get your fucking hands off my card, you fucking bastard. I don't want nobody putting their goddamn fucking hand on my card. Even the little slightest fucking scratch on that slab, I would have been pissed. Because fucking the companies, when they run a reslab a card, they don't just charge you a reslab fee. They want to charge you a percentage of what the value of the card is worth, right? That's the shit that really... And now, it must be have something... the only way they get away with it, I guess it must have something to do with insurance purposes, because if they open the card and they damage it, then they have to pay... So there must be some fee there that's why that they do that shit, right? But that kind of shit's like, it gets out of hand and shit, right? They're doing too much, and for like PSA and stuff, for them to put a value on a card, these cards don't have that. There's only certain cards that actually have a value, right? There's only certain cards, but PSA wants to charge you and say, well, that card's worth this amount. How do we know it's worth that amount? It's a rare card. It hasn't sold yet. How do we know that that's what's actually people are going to pay for it? And they're going to charge you like their percentage. They're going to upcharge you and shit and say, no, that card's worth this amount. You got to pay this if you want it graded in our slab. I mean, that kind of stuff is just like, that's the kind of stuff that's like real shady and stuff, right? Maybe turn away. And like these PSA slabs, they scratch up. If you clean them, they get all fucking, they get these like stains and shit on the fucking, there's like all kinds of things. I see all these dealers, they got their fucking slabs and then they don't have team bags on them and shit, and they're letting them get all scratched up. I see people treating the slabs like shit. Like all that stuff just has made me like turned against slabs. I mean, I like slabs. I like graded cards. I like slabs when the slabs are clean and shit, but there's so much stuff. I see the people, they're always banging them around and moving them around. They don't fucking treat them. It's like, dude, do you not understand the value of a clean slab? And I see all these people, they're moving them all around. They don't have no team bags on them. It's like, fuck. I mean, there's just so much shit that pisses me off and shit, right? But this is the whole story. So like I said, I didn't go watch any of the people's videos that were talking, like I don't expect anybody to watch this video and shit, right? It's kind of like one of those things, I have to title it in a way to make it where it'd be interesting to let somebody know that I'm not talking about the sale of the card. I'm talking about the news reporting of how the sale occurred, that they keep showing the PSA slab, okay? I mean, that's fake news. They're not allowed, this is like a news. This is like the whole country, and this is like kind of shit I talk about the influencers. They don't know what to talk about. They don't know what a real news fucking story is. They don't know what the important details and the facts of the fucking case are to report upon them. These idiots, they're fucking losers, so they can get they're all out there trying to get 1,000 subscribers so they can get monetized, so they can act like they're news reporters. They can act like they're on television and shit, right? God, you fucking losers disgust me. You're so fake, you're stupid, you're fucking slaves in this world. You guys are fucking losers. This story had one thing to report upon when it occurred. I mean, just the fact that it sold for 12.6 million, that's not even something that's credible and worthy enough to make a video about. That's something that just comes up in a conversation. Oh yeah, that card did sell for 12. Okay, if any of you losers out there that made a video about that card selling for that price, let me just tell you, there's an easy way to know that if you're a fucking loser, okay? If you made a video about this card, if you're in the sports card community and you actually made a video about this card selling for 12.6 million, you're a fucking loser. Everybody Everybody in the fucking sports card community already knew that this card was up for sale. They saw everybody pawning it at the fucking National. All we needed to know was what the final price was. That does not warrant you going and making a video about it. So if you made a video about the sale of this and the sale price, if you made a video about that, let me just tell you, you're a loser. This is how the fucking, the distinction to understand if you're a fucking piece of shit loser in the sports card community and you got your page and you're fake and you're fraud. If you want to know if you're fake news, if you're a fake collector, if you're fake influencer, all that bullshit, if you made a video just reporting about the sale price of this, you're a fucking loser. That's all you reported upon? You didn't report that all the news coverage that came out had the card in a PSA fucking slab? That's the fucking story. That was the story. How did that fucking happen? How many of you losers reported upon that? Because that's the fucking story here, you dumb motherfuckers.